Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo, yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 439. My name's Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that you keep coming back like for reals. Hey, it's a Sunday fun day. It is December 29th. So that means it's LJD's birthday. So happy birthday to you. It's the last day of the NFL regular season today, and it's time to get to work. So let's do this. First things first, I'm still the realist. I'm also impressed. Oh, yeah. So I watched some college football yesterday. I had a busy morning with just some stuff we needed to get done here at the house. And then, spent the majority of the afternoon and the evening watching college football. And Joe Burrow, who we've talked a lot about here, was impressive. I mean, impressive. I was watching the game with a bunch of Sooner fans. They're like, that's locked, blah, blah, blah. Like, he's amazing. He's amazing. Couple of bad calls to start the game, all that stuff, but just the way he played and conducted himself was amazing. In spite of the fact that that team got some horrible news that their offensive coordinator's daughter-in-law was killed in a tragic plane crash on the way to the game and stuff. So just a lot of adversity, and they focused and they played incredibly well. Then I watched the late game, and it looked like Ohio State was going to run away with it, and all of a sudden here comes Clemson. Right? And all everybody said all year long is Clemson hasn't played anybody. Well, they played somebody yesterday, and they look great. And that Trevor Lawrence, that kid is amazing, right? I keep hearing about Tua, right? Tua, I think he's got the talent, but he's not very big, and he keeps getting hurt, right? Trevor Lawrence is unbelievable. Like if you watch the highlights from that game, watch that kid run like 50 yards. He's like 6'6", runs like a gazelle. Amazing. Anyway, I was just very, very impressed with a lot of things that I saw yesterday. My thank yous go out to Jalen Hurts. We've talked a lot about Jalen here and his decision to come to Oklahoma. I will never represent myself as one of those diehard OU fans, but as a resident of the state of Oklahoma, I'm very thankful that Jalen made the decision to come here and play his final season of NCAA football and to lead that team to the college football playoff again. To handle himself with the class and dignity and poise that we expect, we've grown to expect from him, and I wish him nothing but the best. So thank you, Jalen. I appreciate you. And then, so the topic of the day, we have to run that back turbo because we just wrapped up the last full week of the year, right? And so this is, starting today, tomorrow, whenever is week one of next year. Regardless, I just want to talk about a couple things that we learned this last week. So number one, we started out the year talking about, or this week, thanking the Green Bay Packers for winning the North, right? And what we learned there was that when you have a leadership problem, you got to take action, right? And it's never easy. There's never a good time, any of that. And that the organization will be the last one to realize that they have a problem, and they'll probably dig in and try to stand behind their person. But ultimately, they're going to have to make some changes. And so I remember working for a guy who said, hire slowly, fire quickly, right? Meaning that take your time when you're getting to know someone. They're going to tell you, we talked about this yesterday, they'll tell you what their agenda is. Just wait for it. And the longer you draw out that hiring process, the longer that gives you the opportunity to get to the truth. The other side of that is when you come to the realization, like, that's not the right person in charge, you got to take action, right? People they become more of who they are, not less. And so, anyway, there was just, learning lessons there. Christmas, we talked about how our lives are so much better than most, right? And how we should be thankful. Our basic needs are taken care of. I'm able to provide for my family and all of those things. Agreed, 100%. Doesn't mean I can't ask for more. We talked about what's new for me, my business, BDR, everything in 2020. We're making some changes, right? We're leveling up. That's what we're supposed to do. We talked about how the holiday bubble bursts, right? So the first one's already burst. Christmas is gone, and there's a lot of people like, wow, I did all that planning for that. Like, yep, yeah. And so then we've got this little pocket of time here in between Christmas and New Year's where a lot of folks don't really have to do a lot of work. But again, that's a bubble too. And that ends like real quick, right? Within the next week. If you make your living as an NFL coach, that could come to an end today, right? Like after the game today, you'll start seeing that there's already been a couple coaches who've been fired. The first one was of the Redskins. The second one was the Carolina Panthers. And so you've got two, historically it's about 8 or 25% of the head coaches turn. And so it's easy to say, oh, those guys make millions of dollars. Well, you know what else most of them do? Most of them have a family, they have a wife, a lot of them have small kids. And so when they get fired in one place and take a job someplace else, that means they got to pick up and move and start everything over. That's not fun. That's not fun for anybody. And I understand that that's part of their profession. Just as somebody who's had his life shoved into this evil over, short-term results, it's like, wow, wow, wow. Anyway, it's actually sad when you think about it. We talked about chasing the lion, right? The shirt that John Harbaugh had on, chasing the lion. Like if your dream's not so big it's scaring the shit out of you, you need to get a bigger dream, right? That's natural. About going all in. The serendipity of the juice in that whole thing with the author. I mean, that's interesting to me, which leads me to believe that that's going to be a part of the playbook moving forward. And then yesterday we talked about getting used to saying no, getting used to being alone, right? So even yesterday, right, the situation, one of the situations that I was in yesterday, I'm like, this is not optimal, but it's better than sitting at home and doing nothing and being depressed, right? So I think it's about compartmentalization. We've talked about this, that where stress and depression and unhappiness comes from is the delta between reality and what our expectations are. So a lot of times, at least for me, it's like, look, you need to lower the expectations for the people you surround yourself with. Most of them are goofballs just like you, but when somebody else does it, it's a problem. When you do it, it's just you being you, right? Just saying. Yeah. And with that, we're done for the day. So here's something for you to look forward to the next couple days. I've been doing some research on, the last decade. There are some things in there that are incredibly empowering, but there's also some things that are very, very concerning. So we'll be talking over some of those things over the last some things that we forgot about. Some things of how the decade started and where we're at today. So just fun stuff, but we don't have time to get into that today because we got things to do. With that, we're done. Hands up. Peace out. We're better together. I appreciate you stopping by on a Sunday fun day. We'll be back tomorrow on a manic Monday. Can't wait to see you then. Deuces. Go. Go.